Dear students, welcome to class 10th. This is Shashi Prabha, teacher of SR International School. I am your social science teacher. Today, we'll be starting with the first chapter of civics, that is power sharing. Children, with this chapter of power sharing, we resume the tour of democracy that we started last year. If you remember, in the last class, in the previous class, we read about that in democracy, all power does not rest with any one organ of the government. An intelligent sharing of power among legislature, executive, and judiciary is very important to the design of democracy. In this chapter, we carry this idea of power sharing forward. We'll start the chapter with two stories, one from Belgium and one from Sri Lanka. Belgium is a country which is located in the European continent, and Sri Lanka is our neighboring country, an island nation which is in the southern part of the coast of Tamil Nadu. Now, why these two countries we have taken for this chapter? It is because of the reason that Belgium was a country where different communities were living, the ethnic communities were living. Ethnic over here means the social division based on shared culture. And why we have taken Sri Lanka? Because again, Sri Lanka was a country which had variety of social groups comprising of Sinhalas and Tamils. Now, before I start with explanation of the chapter, I would like to give a brief summary of what exactly happened and why we are taking up the story of Belgium and why we are taking up the story of Sri Lanka. See, Belgium is a country where the various communities were living: French speaking, Dutch speaking, and German speaking. Now, these communities which were there in the country of Belgium, there was a problem among these communities because the percentage of various speaking communities which were there in Belgium was not the same in proportion. It was different in the country and different in the city capital, Brussels, because of which the French speaking community which was there was having more of powers and resources than the Dutch speaking in the country. Now, Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, why there was a problem? Because in Sri Lanka, Sinhalas was the majority community which had complete power of the governance. And because of being a majority community in the country, this community, they took complete privilege of their dominance and they tried to suppress the minority communities which were there in the country, and which ultimately led to resentment and to complete destruction of the democracy in Sri Lanka. So children, I hope till here it is clear that we are going to read about Belgium and Sri Lanka. Though this chapter is not exactly about Sri Lanka and Belgium, it is about how powers are shared in modern democracy. You will ask me why power sharing only, why Sri Lanka and Belgium only. See, because these two countries were democratic countries. And as I told you, we will be taking forward the idea of democracy. And in this idea of democracy, we will be carry forwarding the power sharing idea. Now, why this power sharing? This power sharing is very important. Why it is important? Because in power sharing, the powers are shared among various groups, and these shared powers actually give them the control, give them the feeling that yes, they are also an important part of the country. Now, with this, I would like to read out the story of Belgium. And children, while I read, I'll be putting up questions. So please carefully listen to what I am reading out and what I am asking. I want all of you to participate, and please, all those who are present in the class, please raise your hands, show me the icon, put it on the group so that I know who all are there attending my class. And while I ask you questions, please write the answers as well. But once I am over with the video, then only you upload your answers. So we start with the reading. But before we start with the reading, let me tell you about the ethnic composition of Belgium. See, for your ease, I have made this flowchart, and children, I want all of you to make this flowchart in your notebooks as well. Please make your notebooks for your civics and keep writing your work, everyday work, so that when the schools reopen, you don't have to redo everything. Now, ethnic composition of Belgium. See, Belgium was a country which comprised of French speaking, Dutch speaking and German speaking. Now, the problem was, this composition was the part of the country where French speaking were in 40% and the region where French speaking were living was called as the Wallonia region. The Dutch speaking were just 59% of the population, and the region where they were living was the Flemish region. German speaking was just 1% of the country's population. Now, if you look at the map over here, which I have put for your convenience, this map tells us that the yellow portion which is there, it is the Flemish region, which was the Dutch dominant region. This orange portion is the Wallonia region, which is the French dominant region. And this orange with light shades, this is the German speaking region where the Germans were living. And this orange, light orange part, this is the capital region of Brussels. I hope, looking at the map, the composition of the country is very much clear to all of you. Am I right, children? Fine. Let us carry on with the reading now. Belgium is a country in Europe, smaller in area than the state of Haryana. It has borders with France, the Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. It has a population of a little over 1 crore, about half the population of Haryana. Now see, children, they have compared Belgium, the area of Belgium, with the Indian state of Haryana. Which state? Very good. The ethnic composition of this small country is very complex. Ethnic, I told you what is ethnic. Ethnic is the social division based on shared culture. Right, you got me right. Very good. The ethnic composition of this small country is very complex. I have already told you it is a complex system. Though I have not told you about the second part of the composition, that I'll come to it. I will come over here little later. Of the country's total population, 59% lives in the Flemish region and speaks Dutch language. Another 40% people live in the Wallonia region and speak French. Remaining 1% of the Belgians speak German. In the capital city Brussels, now let us come to the flowchart again. The capital city Brussels has a mixture of Dutch and French. Now, what is the problem over here? The problem over here is that the Dutch, which are in majority in the country, they are in very less percentage over here in the city Brussels, just 20% of the population, whereas the French speaking, who are just 40% of this country, they are the majority community over here, majority French speaking language over here, that is 80%. Now, this was the main reason of conflict, tension between the Dutches and the French. The minority French-speaking community was relatively rich and powerful. This was resented by the Dutch-speaking community, who got the benefit of economic development and education much later. Now, this led to tensions between the Dutch-speaking and the French-speaking communities during the 1950s and 1960s. The tension between the two communities was more acute in Brussels. Why it was acute in Brussels? I have told you, because of the percentage. And though they were less in the number in the country, still the major resources and powers were there in the hands of the French. Brussels presented a special problem. The Dutch-speaking people constituted a majority in the country, but a minority in the capital. This was the reason for the conflict among the Dutches and the French in the country. So this was a short summary of what Belgium country was all about, which all communities were there in the country. And let us switch to the next country, that is Sri Lanka. You have to give me some time to put the flowchart. So now children, this is another flow chart telling you about the ethnic composition of Sri Lanka. Now Sri Lanka, a country which had Sinhalas as the majority community. 74% of the total population of Sri Lanka was Sinhalas. The only 18% was the Tamils. Now the problem in the country, we'll look at the flowchart little later. Let me read out for you what was the Sri Lankan situation. Let us compare this to the situation in another country. See here, this comparison is about the different various communities which were there. There was an ethnic diversity in Belgium, whereas there were various social groups in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is an island nation just a few kilometers off the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. It has about 2 crore people, about the same as in Haryana. Like other nations in the South Asia region, Sri Lanka has a diverse population. Now, before I read further, tell me, Sri Lanka is located in which continent? Yes? Very good. Again, they have compared Sri Lanka with the Indian state of, which state? The state with which the Belgium country was compared? Yes? Very good. Haryana. Sri Lanka has a diverse population. The major social groups are the Sinhala speakers and the Tamil speakers. Among Tamils, there are 2 subgroups. Tamil natives of the country are called Sri Lankan Tamils. The rest, whose forefathers came from India as plantation workers during colonial period, are called the Indian Tamils. Now, coming back to the flowchart. See, I hope children you can see this map. This map clearly tells you the yellow portion which is there, it is covered by the Sinhalas. That is, the major portion of the country is governed by the Sinhalas. Or in other words, we can say that the majority community of the country is Sinhalas. Sri Lankan Tamils, they comprise of the orange portion. The dark color which is there, it comprises of the Indian Tamils. And the small dots that you can see, it is the Muslim population of the country.